Hello viewers, hope you are all well. Before I begin, I would request all my viewers to check the description box of this video. Thank you. Let's start with test number 4. Question number 1. Which of the following statements does not apply to the project charter? A. The project charter formally authorizes the project. B. The project charter provides the project manager with authority to devote organizational resources to project activities. C. The project charter identifies an external project sponsor. D. The project charter includes a work breakdown structure and associated work breakdown structure dictionary. Option D is the correct answer here. A work breakdown structure is not a component of the project charter. Question number 2. Who is responsible for creating the project charter? A. The project manager. B. The project sponsor. C. The project team. D. The project management office PMO. Option B is correct. The project sponsor creates the project charter. Option A, C, and D list groups that can assist in creating the project charter, but they are not responsible to do it. Question number 3. How much do stakeholders influence a project after the initiating and planning process groups? A. None at all. Stakeholders only influence a project during the initiating and planning process groups. B. Very little. Stakeholders only occasionally monitor a project's progress after the planning process group. C. Substantially. Stakeholders can potentially influence all aspects of a project throughout its life cycle. D. It depends entirely on the project manager. Here option C is the correct answer. Since stakeholders all have an interest in the outcome of the project, they generally use their influence to ensure that the project proceeds in a manner with which they are comfortable. The project manager must ensure that stakeholders do not interfere with the overall goal of the project by protecting their own interests. Question number 4. Which of the following are generally not project stakeholders? A. Vendors. B. Customers. C. Functional managers. D. Project management office PMO. Technically, this question is wrong, but I have incorporated in my video in case you encounter such question in the exam. All the listed options, vendors, customers, functional managers, and project management office, they all are stakeholders. But in case you encounter such question in your exam, the correct option here will be A. Vendors generally do not appear on the common stakeholders list. Question number 5. When should a project manager be assigned to a project? A. Prior to the start of project planning. B. After the project charter is approved. C. During project planning. D. During project execution. Here, option A is the best response. A project manager should be assigned prior to the start of the project planning. Option B is incorrect because the project manager should be assigned prior to the creation of a project charter. Option C is incorrect because a project manager should be assigned prior to, not during, project planning. Similarly, option D is incorrect because a project manager should be in place before project execution. Question number 6. Which accounting concept refers to the value today of future cash flows? A. Present value. B. Net present value. C. Opportunity cost. D. Sunk cost. Here option A is the correct answer. Option B, C, and D refer to other accounting concepts. Question number 7. What is a common result of poor project planning? A. Wasted effort. B. Lost time. C. Increased cost. D. All of the above. Here option D is correct. Poor project planning almost always results in wasted effort, lost time, and increased cost. Question number 8. Which of the following aspects of planning has the most processes and is concerned with decomposing the work of a project into manageable chunks? A. Scope. B. Time. C. Cost. D. Quality. Option B is the correct answer here. There are 6 time-related planning processes. Time management processes provide the mechanism to decompose work into small, manageable chunks. Question number 9. You are a project manager newly assigned to a large project for your organization. The project charter has been signed and the stakeholders have been identified. What should you do next? A. Ask appropriate team members to submit work breakdown structure input. B. Initiate the scope planning process. C. Start the develop project management plan process. D. Begin the activity definition process. Option C is the correct answer here. The first process in the planning group is develop project management plan. Option A, B, and D skip the first process and start subsequent processes prematurely. Question number 10. Which of the following is not part of the expert judgment tool and technique for the develop project management plan process? A. Tailor the process to meet the project needs. B. Hold planning meetings to develop the risk management plan. C. Determine resources and skill levels needed to perform project work. D. Define the level of configuration management to apply to the project. Option B is the correct answer here. Holding planning meetings to develop the risk management plan is a tool and technique for the planned risk management process. Option A, B, and D all refer to valid components of the expert judgment tool and technique for the develop project management plan process. Question number 11. As a project manager, you are about to start the define scope process. You have the project charter and the organizational process assets list. Because there are no change requests in your project at this point, what must have you before you begin? A. Product analysis. B. Requirements documentation. C. Updates to project documents. D. Work breakdown structure. Option B is correct. The requirements documentation is an input you need before starting the define scope process. Question number 12. What does a project scope statement document? A. What work is to be completed during the project? B. What deliverables need to be produced by the project? C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. Option C is correct here. A project scope statement documents what work is to be accomplished and which deliverables need to be produced. Option A and B are both individually correct, but answer C is the better response. Question number 13. The work breakdown structure does all of the following except A. Organizes and defines the entire scope of the project. B. Divides the project into smaller, more manageable tasks. C. Serves as a high-level planning tool for work planned but not yet approved. D. Both A and B. Option C is correct here. The work breakdown structure provides a detailed definition of work specified in the current approved project scope statement. Question number 14. Which of the following is an output of the collect requirements process? A. Scope management plan. B. Requirements management plan. C. Requirements risk breakdown. D. Requirements traceability matrix. Option D is the correct response here. Option A and B are incorrect because they are outputs of the plan scope management process. Option C is incorrect because there is no such defined output as a requirement risk breakdown. Question number 15. When developing the estimates for project phases, you choose to add the individual estimates for the activities comprising each phase. What type of estimation method are you using? A. Parametric estimating. B. Bottom-up estimating. C. Top-down estimating. D. Analogous estimating. Option B is correct. Bottom-up estimating is the process of calculating estimates by aggregating the individual's estimates of activities that make up the desired activity group. Option A is incorrect because parametric estimating uses a process of multiplying quantity of work by the productivity rate. Option C is incorrect because top-down estimating starts with an estimates and decomposes the estimate into smaller units to apply to the individual work packages. Option D is incorrect because the analogous estimating uses similar work packages, not estimate aggregation. Viewers, if you find value in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and pressing the bell icon. Thank you.